Hi, Toni.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you too.
I've been missing you.
You have?
Yeah. I wish
Been
you
what
could.
you've been missing about my long rants?
Yes. Yeah, sure. I do like
Yeah,
I
sure.
like a good rant. Nothing wrong
Yeah,
with that.
yeah, there isn't. We'll see. There might be one after you read me this chapter.
Oh, good, good, good. We
Never
can only
know.
hope.
You never know.
Welcome to your author on demand private reading.
Thank you. I'm so excited. This feels very, I don't know, it's very special. I really like it. I think it's kind of cool idea.
It feels special to me too.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm loving it.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me read to you.
No problem. Anytime.
So you picked the race card from Blindsided.
True story. I skipped that one and I'm milking the rest of it, but I
Oh,
skipped it.
have you read the race card yet?
No, I skipped that
Oh,
one.
this
But
is your first hearing of it?
yes, I wanted it to be a first time hearing, first time
Okay.
response.
All right. Well, I will try to do a good job for you.
Okay.
And after I finish reading it, then I'll pause and let you comment or ask me questions.
Okay. Sounds good.
The race card. I wait for my husband, Ben, to join me inside the hardware store. He's returned to the car for his phone. We need our phones because I tend to wander off while shopping. That, combined with my absent mindedness, presents potential for trouble. Once, not paying attention, I had almost stuck my hand into the back pocket of a short, round white guy, mistaking him for the short, round white guy I'm married to. The hardware store's entry is more spacious than I'd expect, as big as a Cineplex lobby. How fitting they've set up a section of munchies right by the door, like a concession stand. For a movie fan slash hardware nerd like me, this has just become an ideal entertainment venue. I grab myself a bag of Cheetos. There are two cashiers in sight, both men, a decade or so younger than me. One of them is either asleep or in a coma. The other is engrossed in a magazine, but when I approach, he sees me through the eyes in the back of his head. He scans the Cheeto bag and turns his magazine pages simultaneously. $1.73, he says to his magazine, then shoves the cash into the drawer. Want your receipt? He asks the cash register. On behalf of the register, I say no thanks. I forgive this level of surliness in teenage clerks. They've earned the right to a bad attitude, given the hormones wreaking havoc in their systems. But from a man old enough to shoulder a mortgage, I'm accustomed to some attention, even if it's only a sexist, have a good day, little lady. This cashier's hostility puts me on edge. I shake off the mood. Lousy service will not be allowed to ruin my Tuesday with Ben. After you've been married a long time, you have to treat every outing like a date. Hold hands, sing show tunes, talk in married people code. When he comes in, I offer hubby a Cheeto. No thanks, he says. I'm going for the free popcorn over here. Free popcorn? I love this place. After filling up at the popcorn station, we meander over to Hardware's, on the hunt for picture hooks. No hooks in sight, but they do have a spiffy pop open laundry hamper, which I snatch up. We examine some bicycle tires and a red wagon. Total browsing satisfaction awaits over in automotive, plumbing, and possibly electrical supplies. Nothing beats a Cheeto crunching tour of electrical. Hello? A sales associate has materialized at the end of a long aisle. It's Mr. Coma. All stretched out and vertical. He's very tall, but awkward. He must have had a growth spurt in his teens that he never got used to. He creeps forward a step or two, reluctant, like he's sneaking up on himself. I feel stalker vibrations. Has he been following us? Hello? I remembered. All too frequently, that same greeting had floated my way across an expensive department store. I remembered. The scenario had played out with eerie consistency. First, I'd get stalker vibrations. Then, an apparition wearing a name tag would appear in my peripheral vision, followed by the realization that said apparition had been haunting my route from the lingerie department to the jewelry department to the shoe department. Hello? I remembered the unspoken questions trailing like cigar smoke. Are you lost? You didn't use our restroom, did you? May I direct you back to the ghetto? After surveilling too many customers, that expensive department store had found itself on the losing end of a civil rights lawsuit. Maybe Mr. Coma is talking to someone else. I check behind me. A matching white couple is wandering around the pet supply section. Ben and I are the only customers facing the associate. I refuse to acknowledge his hello. Ben says, "Hi, we're looking for picture hooks." "Third aisle over," he says, "on your left." I spot them immediately, exactly what I need. I admire any employee who knows his inventory. Triumphant and grateful, I wave at Mr. Coma, who's reappeared, peeking through a row of cleaning buckets. "Thank you," I say. "Perfect." To the left of me, my husband also says, "Thanks." Mr. Coma looks to my left. "You're welcome." I crush the Cheeto I'm about to pop in my mouth. Yellow paste bleeding all over my fingers. There's nothing more infuriating than wasting a peace offering on an enemy who ignores your existence. After smearing the Cheeto paste on the inside of my jeans pocket, I hurl the crumpled bag into a trash can. We circle around to the paint section. We pick up a bottle of mineral oil and then head for checkout, where the magazine reading cashier we circle around to the paint section, pick up a bottle of mineral oil, and then head for checkout, where the magazine reading cashier is still engrossed. As Ben drops the first item onto the counter, the cashier leaps to attention and beams. "Morning, sir. Find everything you need?" Jerk. My face hardens into battle mode. But an explosion will blindside Ben, whose good cheer tells me he's oblivious to this war. It will be better for our marriage to stay calm for now and tell him my story after we get home. Our loot disappears into a plastic sack. Hating the plastic, hating the cashier, I remove our loot one item at a time, dropping the plastic bag like it's a dirty diaper. "You can keep your bag," I say. Reabsorbed in his magazine, the cashier snatches the plastic off the counter, wads it up, and jams it into the trash. The eyes in the back of his head are glaring at me. Screw marital harmony. I unsheath my negress spear, raise it overhead, and prepare to plunge it through the cashier's heart. I am stopped mid-stab by an epiphany. Existence inside a negress skin just doesn't work for me anymore. Every morning I wake up trapped in a relentless slog, half the time suppressing a low gray dread coiled at the base of my brainstem. The other half suppressing the urge to scream. Black comes without vacation days. No weekends off. No hope of retirement. I quit. I will stop being colored. I'm very content with my nonviolent solution. Wouldn't Dr. King be proud of me? I sheathe my spear. We gather our treasures and leave the store. Ben opens the car door for me. "There you go, darling." Our married people date is saved. Yeah, I will stop being Negro. On the drive home, I flesh out my plan. Strangers will need a warning, since they'll have no way of knowing about my change in status. They need something to prevent unfortunate interactions based on outdated information. Introducing the race card. Customized note cards to be distributed as follows. Dear cashier, it's okay to make eye contact. I'm not Black. Dear sales associate, it's okay to not follow me around the store. I'm not Black. Dear white neighbor, it's okay to skip asking me if I live around here. I'm not Black. Dear restaurant hostess, it's okay to seat me near the front door instead of the kitchen door. I'm not Black. Dear contractor, it's okay to repair my stoop. I'm not Black. Dear traffic cop, it's okay to forego the speeding ticket for 5 miles over. I'm not Black. Dear conference attendee, it's okay to sit beside me. I'm not Black. Dear white churchgoer, it's okay to stop peeking. I'm not Black. Dear ally, It's okay to admit that all your other friends are white. I'm not black. Dear girlfriend, it's okay to love your own damn hair. I'm not black. Dear funny guy, it's okay to say you did mean it that way. I'm not black. And for occasions not otherwise specified, the general purpose all around race card. Dear citizen, it's okay to treat me like a run of the mill, Cheeto loving earthling. I am not black. Thank you.
Hey, so good, Dawn. Oh, I could have you read to me all the time.
I'll do it.
I love it. I love it. You know what's so I just sometimes with your stories, it's like sometimes I want you to be like "Rah!" and roar and be so, you know, overt about it. But I'm finding with your writing that it's just as effective to kind of make those deliveries with the same messages in a quiet way, in a little bit more of a quiet way.
Mhm.
And it's okay. It's because it's like, I mean, it's so effective. Dear all of those people
Mhm.
really helps, I think. I would hope gives people a good idea of just how many interactions we have a day in which those we could potentially use that card. How many times a day and how many times? I mean, it is exhausting.
Exhausting.
It's exhausting. And the thing you wrote about waking up and not wanting to scream, it is like that. It is literally like that's sometimes you wake up and it's like, oh, it's, initially, oh, it's great. It's going to be a great day. I wonder if it's sunny today or if it's going to rain today. And then you can remember that and remember things that are going on and what that means to you as a Black person living here. Oh, I'm still here. And then the rest of it gets kind of whack-a-mole.
Mhm.
And then the scream wants to ensue. Then the scream wants to come. Like, shit, I
Yep.
forgot.
Yep. Yep.
So well done yet again. And so interesting too, to be so honest and clear that, your husband's white and he's walking by you, but having a completely opposite experience than you are.
Mhm.
Completely opposite.
Mhm.
Everywhere you go,
Mhm.
completely opposite. Yeah, very effective and very well done, very well written.
Yeah, you mentioned the anger, and that's always the first reaction. I'm so pissed. The writing challenge is that we all have these war stories,
Mm-hmm.
and they're the same war stories.
It is.
So to stop at the anger reaction,
Mm-hmm.
that's the challenge, is to go inside of myself and find the other reaction, the other responses, what's really happening deep in my core. And then also, how do I tell the story without stopping at the anger? Because
Mm-hmm.
who's going to read that?
Right. Right. Yeah, it's a good point.
If you're
It's a
writing a
good point.
song, there's only so many, as a songwriter, there's only so many topics to write
Correct.
a song about. So how do you find your way into a song.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that this whole, the past 4 years practically, and I can't put into words the feelings. I haven't found a way to do it. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because, when I think about it in the, you write if I were to write it, in exactly the way it is, like you said, that wouldn't I can't put that down. I mean, yeah, I just don't feel like it's gonna be as well received as if I can find a way to be a little more clever about it, so finding a way to talk about it, by substituting, the situation into something else, is difficult.
Mhm.
Um, it's really difficult to wrangle those feelings and try to present them in a way that's appetizing, because they're not appetizing.
Right.
They're not. I can't digest them myself. So
Right.
how am I supposed to put them back out there in a way that is digestible? You're finding a way to do that, which is brilliant. I have not been able to do that
Mhm. Mhm.
because it's unacceptable. It's like trying to ingest poison to me.
It
Right.
is, Tony. I think that's such a good point. And what's missing from our conversations is that visceral feeling of drip, 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 drip.
Yeah.
Older you are, the more drips you've had.
Yeah.
And so I think that just is another, it's all in my body.
Mm-hmm.
So it's another level of being traumatized, just and the second guessing and the doubt in every situation. That's really hard too, because another common theme is that everybody I've talked to says, yep, I just didn't know at first. I was it.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? I don't know. It feels like.
It feels like it, and in that situation at the store or wherever, you're always like, the thing is even if it isn't that, the thing is that the stage has been set, the table's been set for that to even be a possibility. And so there's been enough instances of where it was that you have nothing to do but all those questions to come up. Why are they following me? Okay, and then you give that some time, and then, oh, why are they following me? And you never get to the bottom of it. You never know for
Right,
sure.
right.
Other people don't have this constant interruptance. You're trying to enjoy the damn Cheetos. You just want to enjoy the Cheetos and be mindless and follow Ben around. Maybe he's enjoying it more than you. Who cares? You've got the Cheetos. It's going to be fun. But on top of that, you've got all of that other crap going on that really shouldn't have to even be there. And then you get mad about that.
Yeah.
So you're
You
angry,
never get
you get a,
closure.
yeah, you're annoyed because they're following you. You realize, then you're annoyed maybe because, oh, well, my partner doesn't even have to experience this, so you're kind of in your own little Idaho. It just sucks. Not that Idaho sucks, but it's just be something people would say, I think. Or, could be Iowa. I don't know where.
Sorry, Idaho.
Yeah, sorry, Idaho. I
But
don't
you
know
got
where you're.
stuck with that.
Maybe you guys aren't boring. I don't know. Or horrible or sad or something. I don't know what that means. But anyway, it's just compounded. Always just so many layers to it. And all you wanted to do was just go hang out with your hubby at the hardware store. That's it.
And that's all anybody
That's all
wants to
anybody
do
wants
is
to do.
just go hang out and
That's
be
it.
doofus
That's it.
and anonymous and just be
Right.
doofus.
Right. So yeah. Anyway,
I got to tell you, you've had an influence on my writing.
I have.
Yeah. Um, the first house concert of yours I went to, I was so inspired by the fact that you're doing a concert in somebody's house, in their
Mhm.
living room. And after that, it inspired me to do readings in people's houses, in their living rooms. And the energy and the exchange
It's an
and
exchange
solid
conversation.
space. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was really good. Plus, you only have to ask one person's permission.
That's right. That's right.
It's so much easier
A lot
logistically.
easier.
But
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
yeah. The other thing, the other way you've influenced me is that when I've watched you sing and how you perform a song made me think of writing essays and stories as songs. How do they sound?
Mm-hmm.
So it brought the element of sound and rhythm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um,
Well, very
into
good.
the
That's
writing.
nice.
Yeah, yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah. So thanks.
Thanks for telling me. You're welcome. Thanks for telling me that. That's pretty nice. Good to know. Well, they sing. I'll tell you that. Your stories certainly sing
Ah,
to me. Mhm.
what a great compliment.
Yeah, it's true. They do. They're really good. And I'm just loving that. I bet have there just been so many people in your friend circle that have just been so surprised? Like, Dawn, I didn't know. Like maybe they were at some of these things or in some of the stories and they remembered being there and didn't quite realize you were having a completely different experience than they were. Have you had a whole lot of that or
Mm.
some of that since
I've
your
had
book
some of
came out?
that. Yeah. I some of that I had no idea um how much how often how it's with a Black person, a person of color, constantly. So one thing the book has done is putting stories together, lets people read it at their own pace and not be overwhelmed. But at the end, they're going, holy cow, I had no idea the little things that go on
Hmm.
uh,
There are, but
constantly.
it's a million tiny cuts. It's a million of them.
Mhm, mhm. So I hope that one thing the book will do is let allies um, experience, get a visceral, physical feeling of what it's like to be in our shoes all day long, every day,
Mhm.
without it being in a intimidate, confrontational
Mhm.
situation, like a meeting or even a conversation. It's easier to absorb stuff when you're
Mhm.
laying
Mhm.
in bed by yourself. You can
Have you
put it
had
down.
have you
You don't
had
have to look at
ally
somebody's face.
have you had allies ask you questions? Has it opened doors for that?
Oh, yes. The most challenging question I got was about the name of the book, The Only Black Woman in the Room. And someone asked me, you considered the idea that you're the only Black person in the room because maybe you're interested in things that, I don't know, other Black people are less interested in. And I hadn't expected that question, but I knew the answer.
What was it?
The answer is the first time I noticed on a whole different level, being the only Black person, was at an art fair, Brookside Art Fair.
Yeah.
Went to see friend Stephen Locke's
Mhm.
photography, had a booth set up. Strolling around the art fair, just loving being around all this art and nice atmosphere, pretty evening. And I happened to glance up into the crowd, not looking at anything, just glanced up and went, no black people here. Where are the black people? Black people like art? What the hell? And so I thought about, okay, I'm in an art show. You can't tell me other black people don't like art. I take yoga. You can't tell me other black people don't take yoga, aren't interested in yoga. So you just rattle off the few things I do in my life, and they're just things that everybody does. There isn't any place that black people are not interested in. To make that statement even is to say that you can make a general statement about all black people, and you can't, because that's what we call racism. Making judgments about an entire population based on their race. So
What did you tell them?
I told him, I just listed the places that I go. I said, I that's not the case, because I went to an art show. Black people like art. It was in a mixed neighborhood. So listing the places I go was clear that I wasn't going any place that you could not make the statement in my ordinary life. Well, black people don't do that.
It just, but what, it just, when I heard that question, I was thinking, well, was this event targeted to black people? Like, were they, were there ads on radio stations that black people listened to? Were they made aware? Was it marketed in their neighborhood? Or, I didn't know where that might have been, but that's what I wonder when I'm at these different things, like the symphony or something. Not that I'm there often, but I've gone and listened to a friend sing with the symphony, and there were not very many black people there. And I'm thinking, has this been cultivated in black neighborhoods, in schools where black children go and brown children go? That's what access is, what I think about, the access, or the awareness. Has it been made aware that this is going to be going on? Because that person saying that to you makes me think they would just assume that, like, you're the one there. Well, that's only because, the other ones don't like it, just you, or something, which, like you're saying, that doesn't make sense, does it? Doesn't.
So one thing that's been really good is getting practice in answering questions like that without the negress spear coming out. So it makes you really think, because your gut says, well, but you have to think and consider what I do.
Trying to come up with an answer that they can ingest.
It doesn't put everybody off.
That's exhausting too. Good luck with that, Dawn.
I'll keep practicing.
Yeah, let me know how that goes. I'd be interested after 5 more years of research, if you do it. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, that was actually the toughest question I've gotten.
Yeah. Sometimes, I don't even know some of those. I might just have to say, can I get back to you on that? Some of them, I just can't imagine, feeling those all the time. It would be tough. Yeah, but you're the woman for it.
That's a good answer.
Can I get back to you on that?
I know there's an answer, but I don't have it right now.
Yeah, let me get back to you on that one. That's so absurd. I can't even think of anything. So let me just get back to you. And you never do. I don't know. God. Mm,
Oh gosh, Tony.
mhm.
Well, it sounds like we are at the end of our conversation,
I think we are.
and I
I think
sure
we are.
appreciate you
I
sitting
appreciate you
with me.
so much. It's so great. This was a wonderful idea, and I really appreciate getting to be a part of your book. It's so
Ah,
wonderful. I appreciate it.
yeah, you're a part of my book now.
Oh yeah, it's getting kind of, I mean, I'm trying to be kind to it. There's a few marks on it, but it's okay. Little stains, and it's like, ah, I have to be careful with it.
Don't be careful with it.
Well,
Use
I
it up,
love it.
wear it out. I'll just give you another one.
Well, I love, love, love it, and I love you, and I'm so proud of you for this. It's
Oh,
quite an accomplishment, and I hope to see more coming.
you will.
Okay, very good.
See you in a while, Tony.
Okay, bye.
Bye.